can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion.
Steph, thanks for coming along. People who are thinking about going on the Jelly Bean cruise,
Yes.
what would you say to them?
I'd say that it's really a one-in-a-lifetime thing. You can't describe it very well because it's just such a life-changing thing with diabetes. Like, I've learned so much and it's sort of just speechless. Like, I can't
So who
praise
do you
it
learn
enough.
from?
Everyone. I learn from the people I talk to. I learn from the staff, like the medical team on board. I learn stories of everyone, really, because I get around talking to people.
So the medical team on board, we're really talking about the Danii
Yes.
team that came on, the education
Yes.
team.
Yes.
So you've got doctors and dietitians. And
Yes.
everything.
Educators, everything. Pretty
now,
much.
have you taken advantage of them?
Yes.
In what way? Have you had one-on-ones?
I have. I had 2 one-on-ones this morning. I had a one-on-one with the educator and I had a one-on-one with the counsellor. I can't... Psychologist, yes, that's the one I'm trying to think. And it sort of gave me a bit of a... Like, I only had 20 minutes, but I sort of got out what I wanted, really. Like, I just wanted to talk to someone and see, because I don't really talk to mine at home. So I wanted to see someone else's different perspective of what others think. So, yeah.
So that 20 minutes that you had,
Yes.
really in the whole cruise, they're available for you any time, aren't
Yes.
they? You can just
Yes.
grab them for dinner, grab them for brekkie,
Yeah,
grab them for
for
lunch,
mine.
or grab them as they're walking by.
Yeah.
And their openness to you is to answer any
They
question you got.
they're happy to listen for 5, 10, 15, 20, whatever you need. They're happy to listen to you. And you mingle with them because you have dinner with them. Like the Jelly Bean dinners that we have, you could be sitting next to someone and you just start talking about it.
So you felt that you can ask them questions that you couldn't ask your practitioners at home?
Yeah.
Why is
Especially the educator, because my educator at home, I'm not really a fan of her. It's nothing against her, it's just that we don't click. So that's why I wanted to see a different person and see what it's like. And she knows connections in my area, so she's going to sort of get me connected with someone new, and I can try someone new and see if I like them. So
That's good.
yeah, and I've got so much. It's in my brain that I can take back to my partner and my mum and my sister. So that's a plus as well.
So you're going back with far more knowledge.
Oh yes.
You're going back with friends?
Yes.
So you've met people on board?
Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%.
And they've got type 1?
Yes, I've started talking to a lot of parents as well, seeing how they cope. So I've sort of got where, because I've known that mum has a bit of trouble. Sometimes she thinks that she's scared that I'm not going to wake up in the morning. That's just in her brain. She's worried. So I've sort of seen what other parents, how they cope with it, and I've sort of seen mum's perspective on how she deals with me.
Ooh.
And I didn't realise that it was as bad as it was. Like, I sort of just push it aside going, yeah, okay. But it makes me realise that she's worried when she goes to sleep. She's scared. Like, she doesn't know what's going to happen next.
She loves you.
Oh, yes, 100%. And that's why the CGM is so good, because with my CGM, which is the Dexcom, she can actually see it. So I think that sort of gives her a bit of a breather.
So how does she see it? It's on you. How does she see it?
So I've got it on my phone, and you can have followers. I think you can have up to 5 different devices on that. So I have my mum, my dad, who's in Sydney, and I'm on the Central Coast, and my partner, who's in Manly, Sydney again. So they've all got it, and it's like the range never runs out, which is amazing, because you can be overseas and you can still be connected. I know people that have gone overseas and still be connected.
So you can be asleep,
Yes.
and then they know how well you are.
Yes, and if they wake up and go, oh, I wonder how Steph is, they can just sort of open this app up, and it says my sugar levels, and it says if I'm going, the arrow shows if I'm staying the same, if I'm going down, high, but going really fast, or just sort of slowly. And so that's a bit of a relief for them, because they don't have to, obviously they're still going to worry, but they don't have to worry as much as they would beforehand.
So you're 19 now.
Yes.
The CGM officially, as far as the government funding goes, that
Yes.
runs out at 21.
Yes.
What does that mean? If it was to run out now, how would that change your life?
It's scary to think because I don't think I could go back to finger pricking as often as I did, because I'd probably end up only doing finger pricking. You're meant to do it a certain amount of times, but I don't think I could do it because I'd just be not used to it. And I've been on it since I was 3 months after diagnosed, so that's all I've really grown up with. So I don't know how I'd cope if it got taken off me.
So you were in high school when you got it?
Yes, going through my HSC. Yeah.
Wow, that's major.
Yeah, I was lucky enough that I only had one exam because I wasn't doing my ATAR, so I could sort of, I still had to go through it and I still had to stress about it and stuff like that, but it was lucky for me because I did get diagnosed at the time that I did.
So 3 months in, you then get a CGM.
Yes.
So what would you say if you were about to turn 21 and they were taking it off you? What would you say to the government now, asking them to continue it on for people over 21? People who, all of the type 1s are over 21. And what would you say to the health minister?
I'd really want them to know what it's like to have something that we can't control, and we have to pay for ridiculous amount of money if we want it, and it's so life-saving to so many people that, like, it's something we need. It's something that we shouldn't worry about price or anything like that. We should just be able to have it and not worry about it, and it's really a lifesaver. It can save so many lives through that. So I'd be pushing and pushing for them to hear everyone out possible.
So assuming you're 21, and there's 2 steps. There's one with the CGM and there's one without it. And you're going to work. Which step is more productive at work? The one with the CGM or the one without it?
Oh, one with the CGM.
So what would it mean?
100%.
What's the difference between the 2 steps?
Well, with the finger pricking, you don't actually get to see the graph of how it goes, like how your levels go. So when you eat, you don't get to see if your levels are going up or going down then up again. If you finger prick 2 hours later, you only see those 2 numbers. You don't know what's happened in the middle. Where with that, I know, because I could have been going down low, and then I can have more control of my diabetes because of I can see what's going on. I can see what's going on with my blood sugar, so I know that I'm not giving enough insulin or I'm giving too much insulin, and without feeling it and finger pricking when I have a low or a high, but I don't have to do that as such because I can follow the graph, which is amazing.
People who are considering coming on the Jelly Bean Cruise, what would you say to them?
I would seriously recommend it from the bottom of my heart, because you can't describe how much you're going to learn. And if you learn one thing that you didn't know before you come on the cruise, you're going to go home with one more thing that you didn't know before that. I can tell you're going to learn a lot more than one more thing, but it's still, you take away so much stuff from it, and it's only a short amount of time, and you just take away so much, and you can learn from it, and you can make your life better, and you can see how others cope. And I love seeing that, because I am so newly diagnosed, that I've seen how others are in 9 years, like, had it, and I'm sort of going, oh, so that's how they cope with it. I understand. And if I need to ask them anything, or words that people say to me and I'm confused what they are, they'll explain it to me, and everyone's supportive, and they'll explain it to me and be like, hey, this is what it actually means, this is what happens, you just do this. So, yeah.
Is it fair to say you're going home with a lot more confidence than you came on board with?
Yes.
A lot more knowledge?
I think a lot more knowledge. Not so much the confidence, but a lot more knowledge, yes.
And what the Danii Foundation has done for you?
Well, I went to the Jelly Bean Ball first, and then now I'm on the cruise, Jelly Bean Cruise 2018, and the Danii Foundation has really opened my eyes up to how it was before CGMs, how life, like all these different things that I've learnt from the Danii Foundation, and they've given me so much information, and they've given me a lot of confidence to go out and ask people and go, hey, how do you cope with it? So I've literally because I pretty much found Danii Foundation as I was diagnosed. It was honestly the best thing. I'm so glad I found it. If I didn't, I don't know, I would know nowhere near as much as I know now, and haven't made many friends from it. Nothing. Like, everything I owe to them. I owe to Danii.
Did you lose any friends because of type 1?
Yes, I did in the beginning because they got scared. They ran away.
And so through the Danii Foundation and the Jelly Bean Cruise, you
Yes.
replaced them with new friends that understand and have
100%.
empathy and total
Yes,
understanding?
I definitely have through the Danii Foundation and the cruise. Between the Jelly Bean Cruise and the ball, I've made so many friends that I'm just so grateful for, and I'm gonna keep them and not let them go. So yeah.
You're fabulous, Steph. Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
No, I've still got a lot of fire left.